What did you say?
I said, why do we eat homeopathic medicines when they've got alcohol in it?
Oh yes, now I got it. You see, medicine is medicine. Alcohol is forbidden as a drink for which intoxicates. And in medicine, however much you eat the medicine, it can never intoxicate you. Because for medicinal purposes, it is always a very small amount of alcohol which is used and which is present in the medicine. And you can't go beyond that. So, if you have overmuch of that medicine, then it will become a poison. Then it will not be an intoxicating agent. You understand? So in medicines, the presence of alcohol is not against the purpose of prohibition. Right? Moreover, mostly we dispense homeopathy in pill forms, in sugar form, where alcohol was used once to medicate it, but got dried up ultimately, so that no trace of alcohol is left in the dry homeopathic pills. So if you prefer that, you can have that. There will be no alcohol in it, only sugar. Right? Yes, please. One sound.
Well, my question is, when someone is leading a prayer by Jamaat and there is no men, just ladies, who says the Takbir
An
and Azan?
azan.
Yes.
Azan is for Bajamaat namaz. It's not related to the sex, the type of sex, male or female. Azan is for Bajamaat namaz, so whenever you say Bajamaat namaz, if you say Azan, I think it will be very good. Why not? Children can say Azan in the house, and that also gives them an opportunity to learn Azan, and they feel all elated when they say Azan. So it's a good thing to practice Azan even at homes. Right?
Can you say the Azan?
He's saying that when there's only ladies in the congregation.
I've already heard it and I have answered it. I say when there are only ladies in the congregation, in the house, and they can say Azan if they want to. It's not prohibited for the ladies to say Azan. But that Azan is not for the public. That's for the household. So if they say Azan, there is no harm. Okay?
My question is, why did Allah bring us to this world, not straight to heaven?
Huh?
Why did Allah bring us to this world, not straight to heaven?
Why did Allah bring us to this world, not straight to heaven?
You mean when you were born, you should have been transferred directly to heaven? Is that what you mean? Instead of coming from hospital to your house, your mother's house, you should have been carried away straight away to heaven. Is that what you like? No, you don't like it. You're afraid of this, aren't you? You go to heaven only when you die. Because it's not this body which goes to heaven. It is the spirit within this body which leaves this body here, and that is buried or sometimes burnt, cremated. But what leaves here, this world, is not the body, it is the soul. And that heaven you're talking about is for souls, not for bodies. See? So the only way to reach heaven is to get rid of this body, and that is death. Would you like to accept death for the sake of going to heaven now at this age? Would you like to die? So you've already answered your question. Correct?
My question is, what's the significance of keeping the beard in Islam?
What?
What is the significance of keeping a beard in Islam?
Significance of what?
Keeping a beard or a moustache.
Keeping a beard. I see, that's why you're not looking into my eyes but into my beard. Huh? Beard is a gift of Allah, like your hair on the head also is a gift. What is the significance of your keeping your hair on your head? Tell me that first. Huh? Why don't you become a skinhead? Why?
Because
Because?
I've had hair all my life and I know I want to keep my hair.
You see, beard is a sign of manhood, and it makes you different from ladies, more pronouncedly, more prominently. So it's a good thing to have a beard. And it comes when you come of age, not before that. So that shows that beard is a sign of manliness and adulthood. So when it is a sign, why to remove it and wipe it out altogether? That is a common answer, ordinary answer, which should be understandable by everyone. But from the religious point of view, Hazrat Muhammad Rasul Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is model for us. Whatever he did, however he bore himself, we like that and we want to follow him. And as far as the beard goes, we know for certain that he kept beard throughout his life. Not only he, but also all the prophets of Allah did. So that means that there had to be something, some advantage in that having the beard. That is why they followed it. So even if you don't understand all the details, you should follow the examples of good people whom you follow. Okay?
Exactly.
Yes? Bansam?
My question is, why can't you pray facing towards the picture?
Facing a picture. Yes. Because a picture, nowadays a picture is insignificant, doesn't mean anything. But because it has been a practice of the idolaters to face before pictures or idols, statues, so this similarity becomes intolerable for a man who believes in only one God, who believes in bowing to nothing but one God. La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah. There is no object worthy of worship, none worthy of worship except Allah. So the picture detracts your attention and reminds you of those stupid, ignorant days when man used to bow to pictures. So it's better to remove it altogether. Right? Thank you.
Are we allowed to learn to play the musical instruments in school? Example, flute, guitar, piano, keyboard, drums.
No, tell me what he says.
Are we allowed to play musical instruments like guitar, piano, etc.?
Ask your parents. You see, as far as these things are concerned, I have repeatedly tried to make Ahmadis understand that you should not ask these questions.